Reactive training systems.
Alright, assistance exercises for the bottom of your bench. Now keep in mind what we've talked about so far. We've talked about technical changes that you need to make in order to get the bar moving off your chest. We've talked about assistance exercises in general, being that they are movements that share a strong resemblance to the competition exercise. Maybe one, sometimes two things is tweaked slightly to give it an emphasis on a certain range of motion, in this case, the bottom of your bench. Then we talked about how you can use long pause benches to target that bottom range of motion. Some other exercises that you can do in terms of assistance work. I like pin presses from chest level. I haven't always liked pin presses from chest level, especially when my technique was worse. When I had worse technique, I would a lot of times get injured doing pin presses from chest level. It's an easy thing to do because you're essentially going from zero tension with the bar resting on the pins to maximum tension as you accelerate that bar off the pins. Now, first, before I go any further, I want to share some key highlights on how I execute this movement. I do not start in the bottom position, because if you start in the bottom position, if you just set the bar on some pins and wiggle underneath it, you will never be in the correct position to start your bench press. You'll never have an arch quite the same. You'll never have the bar placement quite the same. It's just not a good situation to be in. It's not accurate. So I always start the bar in the rack and I bring it down and touch my chest with the bar resting on pins the same way I would any other bench press. And that allows the movement to be a lot more specific and transfer a lot better. Plus, it allows it to be a lot safer, which is not to be understated. The benefits that you get from doing a chest level pin press are that you essentially get no stretch reflex. You're pushing up dead weight, so it's a bench press without any sort of elastic or other sort of assistance from that bottom position. You have to voluntarily produce force in that bottom position to overcome the inertia of the barbell. That's the most difficult part of the lift, is to actually get the bar moving off those pins. And once you do that, the rest of it just flows naturally from there. So since that's the range of motion with accentuated force production, that's the range of motion that gets the most emphasis. And that's why chest level pin presses can transfer to the competition style bench. Keep in mind what I said. This is not an exercise to be done if your technique is bad. You need to have solid technique, and you need to maintain that technique even when you're using this exercise. Otherwise, it can put you in some compromising positions. Assistance exercises especially are never things that you want to get hurt doing, so make sure that you're paying attention to that sort of thing.
Reactive training systems.